Alright guys, today is the Ja Morant build video. It's an absolutely insane build. I didn't know that this build was actually possible in 2K26, but this build is genuinely insane, especially if you have cap breakers. It's still good without them though, but I would recommend making this build when you have 3 cap breakers, and you're going to see why. Going through the attributes to start it out with a template, it's a point guard, 6'2", 174 pounds, and 6'7". These are Ja Morant's exact measurements that the NBA has posted. He's actually shorter than I thought. I always thought Ja Morant was 6'3". He's only 6'2", same height as me, and 174, 6'7" wingspan. So these are the measurements you're going to need. Here are the attributes. If you look at the attributes just at a face value, they do look insane, but I'm going to go over every single attribute and explain exactly why I have it where it is. 79 close shot is just is actually tied to driving dunk on this build. Point guards do have a weird tying of a close shot to different attributes, as well as driving dunk to ball handle. If you guys can see here, if you lower your ball handle on your build, it will actually start lowering the driving dunk and driving layup on the build, which is absolutely insane in my eyes. But we're going to go fix the build up here. I do actually have one free attribute that I did not know about going into this, so I will just throw it on free throw. Having a higher free throw is always a positive on a build like this. An 87 free throw, you're going to be driving to the rim a lot. You're going to need to have a good free throw, especially if you're playing fives. So make sure you have this free throw upgraded instead of just the one extra on close shot. It's definitely worth it. Now looking at the driving layup on the build, 93 driving layup. If you look at the badges here at the bottom, that unlocks the gold layup mixmaster. Gold layup mixmaster is going to be an insane badge. I'm not going to lie, I haven't used a build with this high of layup, but I've heard only good things about how good layup is this year in 2K26. So I do want to check on one thing as we are going over this real quick. All right, so I did just test to see what driving layup you would need to get legend layup mixmaster, and unfortunately it is 99. So if you did want to try and mess around with this build and find a way to get the driving layup up to 94 instead of 93, so you can use 5 cap breakers to get it up to 99 for the layup, you could definitely do so. But in my opinion, I think where it's worth more and worth the best thing on the build is to just keep it at a 93 rating. You get gold layup mixmaster from the start, and if you do want to use cap breakers on your layup and among other things, you can definitely get your layup mixmaster up to Hall of Fame, which is absolutely going to be insane on the build. Now looking at the driving dunk, 93 is all you need. The maximum you can possibly get on a 6'2", 6'7" wingspan and 174 pound player is 94, and there's no benefit to going to 94 driving dunk. So I would recommend definitely throwing it on 93. This will unlock your Hall of Fame area wizard. It'll get you gold posterizer, and one other thing it will get you combined with this 83 vertical, which will unlock the gold posterizer, is actually going to be in the animation glossary. If you go to dunks and you go down to small contact dunks, so I just need to find where the contact dunks are. Small contact dunks off 1 require 93 driving dunk and 80 vertical. So make sure that you have the 93 driving dunk and 80 vertical at the minimum. You can adjust your vertical a little bit if you want. I did like to keep it at 83 because vertical is a super valuable attribute this year, and I think having it at 83 is going to help you a lot just all around for this build. And obviously Ja Morant has an incredible vertical, so you want to make sure that's as high as possible on the build. So you get the small contact dunks off 1. I want to find the 2-foot contact dunks. You also get small contact dunks off 2, which is only 86 driving dunk and 75 vert, so it's not hard at all there as well. So make sure you get those dunks. You also get the pro contact dunks as well. Pro contacts are much easier to get because you can just get them on any build basically, and it's 89 driving dunk, 78 vert for the pro off 1. So you're going to get the small contact dunks and the pros on this Ja Morant build. It's impossible to get the elites, unfortunately, because you can't get your driving dunk higher than 94 as the maximum. So now going back into the attributes here, standing dunk is just linked to something, I believe. Yep, it's linked to driving dunk. We actually did just open up a free spot somehow with having the standing dunk down one more. I wouldn't actually recommend throwing this up. I think just throw it on free throw, and then from there you can throw it on offensive rebound. Standing dunk you won't actually matter on this build. Obviously Ja Morant can standing dunk, but on a 6'2" this year, you're not actually able to standing dunk. You have to do like a glitch method to do it. So unfortunately, standing dunk isn't going to be a thing that you're really able to do. Post control obviously is tied to ball handle, so we need to make sure that this is just as low as possible. If I take it down, the ball handle goes down to 91. We do want ball handle at 92 to get the Curry package, as well as I believe Kyrie's 94, which you can use cap breakers on if you do need to. So 92 ball handle, we just did kind of go over that as well since it is tied to post control. Make sure you have it at 92 here. It's going to be super valuable for your build. 73 mid-range is linked to the 83 three-pointer. Now 83 three-pointer does seem a bit high for Ja Morant, but as I say in every single one of my build videos, I want to make this build as good as possible in 2K while also being super similar to the actual player in real life. So obviously Ja Morant is not a great three-point shooter, not a great mid-range shooter as well, which kind of reflects the 73, but I did bump it up to an 83 3-pointer just to get the main reason I did 83 was just to unlock the bronze limitless range badge. You also get silver mini marksman and silver set shot specialist. So you're going to be able to spark threes on this Ja Morant build. It's actually very, very good at shooting threes compared to what Ja Morant is in real life. So it's just a little bit better that way. Now, free throw 88 is super high. A reason I want this super high is because at this build, you have 93 layup and 93 dunk. You're going to be driving to the paint all the time, and you're going to get fouled a bunch of times. And some people are really struggling with free throws this year. I would recommend, if you are, to upgrade your free throw rating. It'll give you a massive green window. Turn your bar on for free throws. That is something that I didn't do last year, but this year I have my release bar on for free throws. It makes everything easier for me. I would recommend it very highly. So now looking into playmaking, we did already kind of speak about ball handle. You get some gold ball handling badges as well as silver ankle assassin, which is very nice. No strong handle on this build, unfortunately, but Ja Morant isn't really a strength-based player. So looking at the pass accuracy, 76 is the sweet spot. I love throwing 76 pass accuracy on a lot of my builds that aren't super known passers. Obviously, Ja is a very good passer. He's a point guard in the NBA, which means he's good, but he's not an otherworldly passer. So I just give him this silver versatile visionary with the silver badges as well to get 76 pass accuracy. You won't get bailout, but you will be able to make every pass that you want to do. If you pass it full court, that might give you some issues, but you shouldn't really be passing it full court anyway this year. They will just kind of get picked off and stolen. 92 ball handle already spoke about. Now this is where you're going to use your cap breakers. So I'm going to show you guys the cap breakers on the build after I finish talking about it. It is a 91 speed with ball, which gives you, from the stock 91 speed with ball, it does give you Hall of Fame lightning launch. You only need 3 more speed with ball to spend on getting legend lightning launch, but if you do that in the builder, it also forces you to increase your speed up to 94 as well. It's tied to the speed with ball. So if I lower my speed, you see speed with ball does go down. If I raise my speed with ball, the speed goes up. So make sure that you keep your speed with ball at 91. You only need 3 cap breakers to get up to legend lightning launch as a stock badge on this Ja Morant build, and that is definitely what Ja Morant is known for. He is an absolute launcher. He will launch past you, dunk on you, finish a layup. He is an absurd finisher after the speed on the launch of when he's dribbling the ball. So make sure you keep this at 91, use your cap breakers on it. I'll show you exactly where to use cap breakers when I do get the build finished. Now, defensive stats, obviously Ja Morant isn't this good of a perimeter defender, but this year in 2K26, if you're going to get on the court with less than an 85 perimeter defense, you're just going to get shot over. This Ja Morant build obviously is 6'2" and with only a 6'7" wingspan, so he's pretty short and pretty small on the paint compared to a lot of these bigger guards. I would actually recommend keeping this perimeter defense at 85. It gets you the silver challenger badge, and not silver challenger, sorry, it gets you silver on ball menace, which will help you a lot with staying in front of people, as well as the 84 agility that it is tied to as well. So make sure you keep perimeter defense here at 85. There's nothing else really worth it on the build to put this attributes into, and I would recommend having it there just so you can every once in a while, if they do buff shot contest, you'll be able to get contests on the guards. And if you're guarding anyone that's less than 6'5", 6'5" or lower, you'll still actually be able to get contests if you're playing good defense. Now, 73 steal is linked to the interceptor badge. I just want to get silver interceptor. It's one of my favorite badges this year. Interceptor is a very, very nice badge. If you time your steal, you should be able to grab it with this silver interceptor. 55 block. I did upgrade block a little bit, and combined with the vertical stat this year, block actually does matter a bit. So having it at 55 here will allow Ja to get a block or two every once in a while. Now, Ja isn't a great rim protector, but there's a chase down block with 2 hands that he gets, so I had to throw some block attributes on him because there's no way that you don't have block attribute upgraded on a Ja Morant build. The maximum you can get this up to is, I believe, 65 with cap breakers, so it's really not possible to get a good blocking Ja Morant build. If you did want to do that, you would need to get him to 6'3", and that's not Ja Morant's actual height. So if you did want to change this build and get up to bronze high flying denier, you could definitely do so and throw it on to a 6'3" build. It would definitely change your attributes around and not allow you to be as fast as this Ja build is, which I value more in terms of Ja Morant build is his speed, because that's his biggest attribute. Now, defensive rebound is tied to this perimeter defense, so it's going to be 45. Offensive rebound is just tied to vertical as well, and there's literally nothing else you can upgrade after doing everything else on the build, so it has to be at a 29. That's the reason it's there. Speed, 91 links to speed with ball. We already talked about that. You will get gold slippery off ball, which is super valuable. 88 agility. Now, agility is a very, very interesting attribute in this year's 2K, especially for this build specifically, because since your speed is upgraded to 91, your first 3 cap breakers you spend on agility will give you +2 each. So you can use 3 cap breakers on agility to get up to 90 on your agility stat, which is the main reason that Ja Morant will be insane, because he can move around the court so fast. As you can see here with agility, without the ball, it affects how fast a player can accelerate, move in short bursts, and move laterally. That is basically the entirety of defense. So make sure if you have extra cap breakers laying around, use them on agility. I'll show you exactly where to use them at the end of the video here. Strength is something that is linked to perimeter defense, so keeping it at 45 here. There's a couple other things I could upgrade, like free throw even up to 89 or 90. Wait a minute. That actually, I kind of just found some extra attribute points in there because strength was a little bit too high. If you're watching to the end of this point where you're actually looking at the entire build in my explanation, thank you for watching this far, and then I can see why you do need to watch this far, because as I'm going through, I still do sometimes make changes to the build. So 83 vertical, we already did talk about. It gives you the gold posterizer, and we could actually lower this a little bit if we wanted. I like having 83 vertical though. Ja Morant is a really good dunker, and I believe you need 83 vertical for a couple driving dunk packages. So it is going to be a super valuable attribute there. I'm going to skip ahead into the build. I'm going to move my camera out of the way here. You do get Damian Lillard as the #1 comparison, Kevin Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. The build name is a two-way blow-by dual finisher. That is a massive, massive build name. It's super long, but as you can see here, we got Ja Morant number 12. I'm going to do the Ja Morant face scan at the end of the video, so if you do need that, wait till the end of the video. It'll be in the end screen, and then I will advance. I'm going to show you guys exactly where to use your cap breakers when you are making their Ja Morant build here. So make sure you guys watch this video all the way through when you're doing it. Drop in the comments if you're watching right now any future NBA player build videos I should do. I love doing these, and it's super, super fun for me. And I'm going to show you guys the cap breakers now. I don't know why I didn't skip that cutscene, but it's totally fine. We'll go to cap breakers, and as you can see here, what you're going to need to spend your first 3 cap breakers on is getting your speed with ball up to 94. That'll get you legend lightning launch, and it will get you every dribble style in the game I believe that a small guard can have. The rest of the cap breakers that you need to use, I would actually recommend using on agility if you want that. I would recommend actually, out of all the physical attributes, to definitely do the 3 agility upgrades to get up to 90 agility, which is insane on this build. And other than that, I don't really see any other parts of good cap breakers to upgrade. Looking at the build, if you want to get a bit of a higher 3-pointer, you can definitely throw some cap breakers on that if you're watching this super late in the year. But other than that, there's not really many other cap breakers that are valuable on this build. One thing I would actually recommend for you to do though is definitely choose finishing specialization for this build. Playmaking is what I recommend all the time, but in this case, playmaking specialization will only give you passing badges if you use your max plus 1s and 2s. There's not really any better dribbling badges you can get. You can get lightning launch up to, it is already legend, so you don't need to worry about that. And the other dribbling badges like ankle assassin and handles for days don't really matter as much. So I'd recommend doing finishing build specialization if you are making this build. You can spend your attribute upgrades, or you can spend your max plus 2 on posterizer to get it up to legend, and you can spend your max plus 1 on driving layup to get it up to either Hall of Fame or legend, depending on if you use your cap breakers here. So it's going to be super valuable to use that. You can also actually use cap breakers on perimeter defense. This is not as bad as I suspected. Your perimeter defense could get up to 91 if you used all your cap breakers on perimeter defense. So this build has a ton of potential, ton of fun you're going to be having using this build, and I would recommend making it if you do want to make a Ja Morant build. It's the best one online. So that is going to wrap it up for the video. Drop in the comments any future NBA players you want to see. I'm going to leave the face scan on the screen now, and I'm signing off for now. I'll catch you in the next one.